Yo! We back with another episode of Free Game Friday. Yeah, number 19. You know how it go. Send in your questions. We're going to answer whatever you got. Digital marketing, publishing, masters, admin, splits, life, booty, whatever you got, send it in. It's a link. Send in your question. Please ask the good question. Ask the shit that you really need to know. All the other stuff is fluff. We don't need the fluff. Give us the shit that you really need to know. Get that good game, man. This is a hell of an opportunity.
Try to make the questions really specific. Those ones are usually the ones that lead to great content.
First question is from the Illumination Project. When it comes to splits in the core team, how do you determine who gets what? Do you say you are getting 10% off top, or do people's percent change based on what they contributed to? Yeah, exactly. The percent is usually determined based off contribution. If it's not off contribution and it's someone that's like my mom or my daughter, then that percent could vary depending on what's remaining or what I just feel like giving at that moment. But everyone else is usually based off contribution, how much they either contributed to the song or contributed to the back end, the admin, the process of the song. Yeah, always off contribution.
This is from Skit X World Management. How can an independent artist go about setting up his first concert? Step by step. So first, you need to determine what your draw is in the city that you're trying to set up your concert. And then once you know about how many people you can bring in, given a metric that we've talked about in a previous Free Game Friday, you can go to Polestar or Bands in Town? Indie on the Move. And you can look up a venue in that city. And then once you find the venue, you're going to check their dates and make sure that they don't have a show on date that you would like to throw your show already. Then you reach out to the venue, you tell them what your draw is, what date you want to do your show, and if you want to do a door split or if you want to rent out the venue. And then you would create a flyer and get to marketing your show. And then you would create a run of show for the venue and then throw your show. Rehearse, go in there, kill it, got your first concert done.
And if you're not at the draw size yet where a venue makes sense, then get to the point where niggas got to just start pulling up to the park with their equipment and their speaker and just tell people that's where you're going to be at. And if 10 people show up, that's 10 new fans that you convinced, and that'll just continue to grow. Sometimes you're not always at the venue phase. A lot of venues won't take you if you're not bringing in a certain cap. So if you're not, find out a way to get innovative where you can still get in front of people and perform, but don't have to take on all those costs as well. You feel me? Yeah. You go to the park with your speaker and jam, you ain't got to pay venue fees and security and rentals and deposits, none of that shit.
And you'll have a true metric for what your draw really is.
And that scales, right? And that's a good way to test your draw, right? Yep. That's a good way to see if people really want to come see you first, So get innovative.
And I think public permits are actually not that expensive, so it could be cheaper, especially in the summertime, to just get a little permit to do some shit at the park if you're worried about.
Man, fuck that permit. Get out there. Get out there. This niggas outside slapping they shit all day. Right. Get out there. This from at Afro_Kai. Will you ever release live performance as songs on streaming platforms? I currently do. Yeah, you look it up. There's plenty of them. We usually release the live sessions on streaming. If there's a certain showpiece that goes viral or moves really enjoy, we usually put it on streaming. There's live versions of GT Coupe out there because everyone loves that version. 2021 Freestyle, okay. There's several. There's plenty. We got plenty live versions on streaming. I got about 3 live albums. Greek 3-8er, New Parish, Black Wall Street. There's several. Yeah, go ahead and go fishing.
This is from True Young. As you grew as an artist, did you feel fear of things slowly starting to dissipate as you rep?
Ask it again.
As you grew as an artist, did you feel fear of things slowly starting to dissipate as you got more rep?
Partially. Not really a fear of it, a reality of it. Things do dissipate as you grow, but things also upate, if that's a word, right? Both happens, right? You lose things and you gain things, and you got to kind of balance that and see what's worth losing and what's worth gaining. From at Scott John Live, what do you do for energy on a daily basis? I woke up like this. Flawless. I don't even have a routine. My shit is all over the place. Some days I wake up and jog. Some days I wake up and do absolutely nothing. I don't know how. I don't know what it is. I don't know where the energy comes from, man. Life just gives it to me and I run with it. But I don't do anything specifically, honestly. I just wake up and some days I feel like shit and some days I feel like shitting on niggas. And it just depends.
That's a bar. This is from, we already did one of their questions. Give somebody else a chance. This is from KG de Finessa. How did you build your fan base? What was your technique?
Great music consistently and consistent content and great content consistently.
Some consistency.
Yep. And then marketing and advertising. And I mean, I'm also somebody who really touched people. Like, I remember all my early shows, I'll shake and hug everybody if I can. You know, them early shows, I talked and hollered at everybody. I'm moving around before the show, fucking with people, talking to the kids, just building like it's real. It's real, and I think that's a part people scared. I used to get my CD to the UPS man, to niggas at the gas station, you know, like it's real hand to hand. Like a lot of my fan base was built before the social media even went crazy. I had people that really revered and fucked with what I did because it was real life. I showed real love. So consistency, great product, and just reality. And
you're very personable. Like you gon' really hug and embrace and be like, yo, and really like, I remember asking you that, like, bro, how do you do it? And you were like, bro, when I talk to somebody, I just give them all of me for that specific amount of time and it'd be enough. So yeah, right. You really got to shake hands and kiss babies.
This is from Juan. Would you ever collaborate with unknown artists? Of course. I feel like every artist I've ever collaborated with was unknown at some point to somebody. So definitely, we're all unknown. I'm unknown to someone.
The new form too.
Yeah, so fuck it. Since we here, I'm about to open my doors in a way that I haven't really prior. So if you know me and you've seen my 25 albums, I don't really do features. That's not a thing I've ever really been big on, but I'm at a point now where I want to lend my voice more. I've lended my platform and my resources and everything else, and now I'm lending my voice. So if you've been waiting for a feature, we're creating a form. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to check this form every week. You fill out this form, put the link to your song. I'll give you 3. You can put 3 links because I like choices. I got to pick the one that I really love, right? So put 3 up in there. And then I'm going to put an offer amount. I don't have a rate. I don't have a feature price. Put what you're willing to pay me for this feature for what it means to you. I'm going to review it. I'm going to go through it once a week. The features I do, I'll tap in and hit you. And you're going to have a LaRussell feature. Everything is cleared. All I want is my percent of the master, my percent of pub. Done. This is the first time I'm ever going to do this. And it might be the last, depending on what niggas send in. But man, I'm finna do a feature run. I'm lending my voice and my assistance and my platform and rapport to those who I can who make music that I enjoy. So man, link in bio. Go fill that shit out if you want one.
Yes, sir. This is from KGO. You didn't. This is from I Am Al Harris. Are you signing artists?
We don't sign artists, we help artists. Period.
I feel like it's been a culture, like shadow, like wool over people's eyes, that like you have to get signed to be able to get help, bro. Like immediately people are like, oh, I need to get signed, or can you sign me or something? And it's like, bro, that doesn't need to happen. Nothing needs to be physically signed. We've never signed any paperwork, and we've been working together for 2 years, and we've done hella shit.
And we split a lot of paper.
It's like, bruh, just go do great shit with great people.
Right? Find people that really want to help you. And that's something that we're learning, right? Like, we've done partnerships and deals where we had to sign because that's their culture and that's the way that they do things. But I'm at a point in life now where it's like, bro, if you don't want to help me unhinge just because you love me and you really want to help the same way I help everyone that I come across, then I don't want the help because it's not genuine. It don't be real, right? You don't have to sign a nigga to help them. We've really helped take careers to maximum points to where people are making money and getting exposure and getting offers, and we never signed nothing. And it's because we don't have to. We just want to help. If I see you bleeding on the ground and I know you need help, I'm not going to make you sign paper before I help you. That just don't make no sense.
Who said it or where I heard it, but it was like deal or you sign paperwork for in case things go bad. Right. And it's like, bruh, that is you're working out of a fear-based mindset. Like if we're not weirdos, then things won't go bad. And if they do go bad, then we'll take the loss together. But we don't need to sign something. Like, that's how you know it's not real.
Right, and that's the thing, like, you know, moving forward, like, I really don't care for contracts. Like, if you fuck me over, then I'm okay. I'm just going to live with that. You know, I did business with a bad nigga, and it was on me, whatever. And you got to deal with the karma of your action as well. But it's like, contracts be so niggas come back and be like, well, in the contract it said, and it's like, bro, come on.
Shut the fuck
Come on.
up.
What did it say in life?
Good morning, Kanye. Shut the fuck up.
This is from Zostradamus. What's the best way to roll out a...
Snap. Let's see. This is just so low.
I think the
Hey.
key is just really low. Yeah.
Well, it's not connected to the camera.
Oh.
The camera audio. Did you switch the audio on the camera, though, to the actual camera?
I don't think you can change it while it's recording.
Stop it really quick. Okay, this one's from Zostradamus. What's the best way to roll out a single? That's a good one. The best way, I don't know, but a great way to make a great song first, and then I will look at that song and I will figure out a way to make 5 to 7 pieces of content behind it. That could be a music video. That could be 2 or 3 live performances. When I do live performances for a song that I really love, I like to do an acoustic version with like a guitarist or something. I like to do a piano version with a pianist. I like to do a regular version over the master instrumental, and that could be something similar to like Colors do or like we do with the regular live sessions. Sometimes I like to do a special live version where I'll either go outside or bring in a certain kind of instrumentalist to kind of like with the violin and shit. Rehearsal footage of you performing that song, lyric video, visualizers. Visualizers are great, easy content to make. Yeah, and that's like, so just off that, you got 8 or 9 pieces of content to push it. If one of those go viral, run ads behind it. Run YouTube ads, run Instagram ads, run TikTok ads, run Spotify ads. Spotify has an ad called Marquee. When you release a song, you can run a Marquee ad, and they basically just ping everyone who fucks with your music and say, hey, yo, bro just dropped a new song. Go peep it if you want to. Yeah, and that's the best way. And if one of those don't take and don't move at the rate that you want it to, go to the next song. Rinse and repeat the cycle. As simple as that. When you got a song, you should have 5 to 6 to 7, as many pieces of content that you can for that song. Even if it's just you dancing in a song in the background, just you promoting. Kari has done really well at pushing 3 a.m. in Oakland. He's just been making montage videos of different footage with the song in the background. Did a pitched up, did a slowed down version, you feel me? Like, just make different pieces of content to accommodate your song. Commercials.
The best way too would be to have like 4 or 5 singles that you were planning on doing, and then now you can bulk create all of that content. So when you do your guitar one, you could do 4 guitar songs and 4 piano songs and 4 visualizers, and then now you're in the door. You got enough content for like a month or 2 months.
But if you don't make music that amply, don't wait. You know, if you got one, do one. Do one. Get it done.
This is from Only for Apollo. What offer-based platform do you use? We use, wow, why did I just blank on Shopify for, we use Shopify, and then there is a app plugin that you can use called Make an Offer, and then it'll set up that whole shopping thing for you.
In particular, we use West TBA, and we created our own platform through there where we do offer-based, and yeah.
No more forms.
This is from RBA_Dre President. Who inspires you? As of late, Rick Rubin. I've been reading his book. Sad Guru, Jay-Z, Steve Jobs, Tupac, J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Tietta,
Mater.
my pops, Mater, Walt Disney, Sam Walton. I'm inspired by damn near everyone though. Life, Mel inspires me a lot. It just inspiration for me doesn't really come from a specific source. It's just like inspiration for me is always like a moment, right? I'm inspired in a moment. You could say a certain thing, a random person could say a certain thing, and I'm like, oh. Right. You feel me? So inspiration for me doesn't even have like an actual source. It's just like a moment that happens, and I'm like, whoa.
Today was Ty. That was bar.
Ty, right? Yeah.
He's steady giving you gems.
Always giving me gems, man. The gym man. Shout out Ty Baisden, man. The gym man.
This is from IM_Devon. How to find management to help with promo and booking shows.
I don't know if it's management you're seeking if you're looking for promo and booking shows. Management is for managing your business. If you're looking for someone to book your shows, you should look for a promoter or a booking agent. A manager can do all that, but a manager has a far more substantial job than that. If you're looking for those things specifically, I wouldn't get a manager and give someone a % just to book my shows. You should find a booking agency or a promoter that you really like. When you say help with promo, I need more specifics. Like what are you promoting? What kind of promo? That all depends. And like I said, a manager can fill those roles, but a manager is a lot more higher level than you need for just those things.
Great answer. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I felt it.
Spoke right through me. Go ahead.
This is from @Greenitarian. Do you, LaRussell, personally manage all social accounts? If so, do you ever get fatigued from posting and interacting online? I, LaRussell, don't personally manage all social accounts anymore, but I do post on my own a lot of times. Sometimes I fuck up the schedule because things be scheduled, and I'm like, well, this is what I want to happen because it's my life, and I do that. But yeah, when I was posting on my own all the time, I definitely got fatigued because it's a job. And I was doing a bunch of other jobs as well. And that's why I'm so grateful for Tietta because now I don't have to. Our social media is managed by an application. We do all the back end work to make sure everything is there and it gets managed by itself. But we still dig in there and we see the comments and we see the messages and I reply to DMs. And like I say, there's things that I have to post myself. Yeah, so it's a little bit of both. It's co-managed by us and by
Later and Asana.
Shout out Later and Asana.
Real niggas. This is from the High Value Nurse. If you had a budget of $2,000 per month to spend on pushing one single per month, how would you use that budget to promote the single?
These are the kind of questions that we like. If you had $2,000 per month to push one single, how would you use it? I would make a great piece of content first. I would probably make 3 to 5 because we don't know which one is going to go. So I'd make 3 to 5 pieces of content, and whichever one goes, I'd just spend the remainder of the money into an ad for it, just making sure that people see it every single day. So if you got 2,000 and it costs you 1,000 to make the pieces of content, I would spend the remaining 1,000 on whichever piece goes, and I'd put that into ads. And I would put it into ads on whatever your strongest platform is that is getting the most traction on, or you could divvy it across. But yeah, whichever one it goes viral on, that's where I would put it.
Wait to spend that remainder until until every piece has gotten its runtime, and then whichever one did the best, now put the rest of your ad dollars behind it.
Yep. This is from Ahaba_you_shalom. Ahaba. Shalom, yeah. If you were a newcomer to making music with a few songs but limited funds, and have received excellent peer reviews from strangers, what would be your next step to build a name for yourself? Make more music and make more content. I mean, it depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to build a name for yourself, I don't really know the next steps, right? Because that's different for everybody. It depends on what you in it for.
And what do you want your name to do?
And why are you trying to build a name? Are you trying to build a name, or do you just want to create music and live off your music? But either way, you have to do more of it, right? Like I noticed in your question, you say a few songs. Drake didn't get to where he was off a few songs. You know, Tupac didn't get to where he was off a few songs. Kobe didn't get to where he was off a few buckets. Tom Brady didn't get to where he was off a few touchdowns. So my first thing would always be to do more consistently, give more.
And whatever you want to build a name for yourself as, like if you want to be the greatest rap artist or the best drummer or whatever it is, then that's where you need to focus all your efforts. So you should answer that question first, and then that'll give you direction to what you should do next. You got it, dude.
That is there.
This is from Christopher Foster. Why don't you guys set up a podcast for Free Game Fridays? I use Anchor to host my podcast, which is free, and you are eligible for sponsored ads after 50 listeners. Could be another dope platform to spread the word. You know, I had said that to him probably a few months ago, but I was thinking the other day, and I don't really know if a podcast is necessary, but we'll consider it.
I was thinking the same thing. You know, and it's like everyone has a podcast, and it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's like my thing is always like necessity. And someone told me like they like the podcast form because they could just listen on the road versus YouTube. You know, sometimes it'll close out if you're on it. So yeah. So I mean. Yeah.
I was talking to my friend last night, and she was like, do you know of any good podcasts? I've been trying to look for one. And I was like, I don't really listen to podcasts because I feel like it's just random niggas saying random shit that holds no true weight or relevancy. And then I had the thought of like, damn, do I want to put myself in that bucket with all the...
Sometimes you do, because you're the nigga who do hold weight and relevancy.
And
like
I'm
in the rap bucket.
Yeah.
Right?
Then it'll be one more podcast out there that's worth listening to.
Right.
Yeah.
This is from at work hard, ball harder 1. We should do that. We should set that up. Just get it done, you know? Am I ever going to be able to purchase every one of your 200 plus owned catalog directly from you? It kills me to stream your shit off platforms that had nothing to do with building or investment in the greatness we are experiencing with and through you. Yes, you will. We're going to get that shit right. We're going to get it set up to where you could buy every single one of my 200 plus songs. I'm even going to set it up where y'all could buy packs of unreleased songs like Pokemon cards. So yes, we're going to get it right. We will.
Last two. This is from Skit World Management. How can independent artists go about setting up their first tour? Very similar to the way that you would set up your first shows in terms of like booking the venues. But if you're going to set up your tour, you would use the nifty creation that he created with taking 10% of all of your followings and then taking 10% of that 10% to build out what your draw is in the top cities of all of those platforms. So you would take like the top cities from Instagram, the top cities from Spotify, the top cities from Apple Music, and then you would take 10% of that number, and then 10% of that number for your draw. And those would be the cities that you hit, and that would be the size venues that you would try to book.
But there's so much more that goes into touring. You're going to have to look at car service and hotels and food and flights, and there's a lot that goes into it. I strongly recommend for your first tour, you do something smaller, like a 3-city run or something. Like a lot of our tours have just been small city runs, and I strongly recommend that, and you kind of stick within your region just so you can get the experience before you go all the way to New York and then to Seattle and then to Texas. Yeah. Like if you can establish a smaller run that's close, that's drivable first, so you can just get the experience of lodging and all that, that will be a lot more beneficial and in your favor. Because you don't realize sometimes touring you don't make no money.
Man.
Like you could sell out shows but you don't make no money. You don't make no money, but it's a worthy venture because you get to get in front of people and build that audience and shit. But sometimes you don't make no paper, whether you do it right or wrong. Like some people are like, oh, you just got to do it right. And it's like, no, nigga, you just don't make no money because depending on how you do it, there's no right way to do touring. There's only a way to do it that benefits you. You know, like I could always tour with less people, but that's not me. Since I've started, I've always had my niggas with me, and that's how we gonna do it. So instead of you finding out ways to kind of, I told one of the homies one time, he was like, I'm trying to show you how to save money. And I was like, nigga, I'm not trying to save money. Show me how to make more money. I don't need a nigga to teach me how to save no money. I need a nigga to show me how to make more of it. Every nigga I bring into my circle, I show how to do more. You feel me? So yeah, just really get that experience close first before you go fly to NY and then fly to all these different places, because you'll be hurting. You'll be hurting.
Yeah, right now.
That's just from KG. How much should an upcoming artist be on social media to promote their music? And do you deal with mental health alongside doing so? How much? There is no rubric or no measure. I think you should do it as much as you're capable of doing. It's almost a question of how much do you want your TV show on TV, or how much do you want your song on the radio? There's not really such thing as too much. However much you're capable of having it is how much you should have it. Do you deal with mental health along doing so? Everyone deals with mental health, right? Mental health is a part of regular health. It's not something that's excluded. So yes, every day. And it's been another beautiful episode of Free Game Friday. That's the doorbell. We out of here.